Welcome, man. Albert Gibbs here. I'm our tech insider. And I'm also an early investor in NFTs and digital currency. So, very, very interested to see what you guys have going on. Some really cool things. So if you wouldn't mind, just give us a little bit of an overview of what you guys are doing over at Nifty Castle and the DBs and the derivatives that you guys have going on, and give us a little bit more information about your project.
Yeah. Man, thank you for having me. This is going to be an insane year for NFTs, for DeFi, for DAOs. This is going to be the year of the DAOs. So there's going to be so much happening. So shout out to y'all for, having conversations like this. This stuff is so important, like educating, onboarding people into the space the right way it's so important because, as y'all know, the crypto space is also rife with a lot of, shenanigans, bad actors, things like that. People who will rug you, take advantage of you if you're not, up to speed or paying attention. And so, yeah, for our part, my name's Gifted. That's my, pseudonym in the Metaverse. I'm the co-founder of Nifty Castle, which is a boutique, collective studio, basically a studio collective. It's a community-driven, company that we started. It began organically out of the Clubhouse social audio app in January last year. And it just, we basically just built from that app, and it's been, going like that, just building fully organically for a year now. And just recently, as of like a couple of weeks ago, I'm, full-time Web3 NFT art guy. Couldn't be more excited to be starting out this year. Just all of my attention and focus on NFTs because it's all I can think about.
Excited to hear what you're doing with the DVs. And so from a long-term perspective, what's your overall vision for the company?
Yeah, so when we started, we had no idea what anything was, but we knew that the technology was revolutionary, especially for the artist and the creative class. And so that was the Lightbulb aha moment when we started to understand very early on, January, February last year, when we were, falling down the NFT rabbit hole on Clubhouse, was the potential and the power of this new technology to unlock value for creators and artists and to redistribute wealth into a more equitable paradigm for creators and artists who are largely humanitarians, who really care about fixing, big global systemic issues. When we kind of just saw that potential, we just started building what we wanted to be a platform to highlight and support artists that we love, and to be a destination in the metaverse and in real life, right? So bridging the metaverse and real life events. When you go to the castle, just like you go to Disneyland, you've got Marvel and you've got Star Wars and you've got all these different cool projects and worlds that you can experience there. So that was that's the vision. That's where we're going, right? It's the North Stars, to be a cool, fun, inclusive destination where everybody can learn about and experience the potential of NFTs as a new creative medium. How can we scale this community organically so that we can hold on to and make sure that some of those original core values of the NFT and the DeFi and the decentralized movement don't just get co-opted by the Adidas and the Nikes and everybody else who are coming in. The education is huge, 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 especially right now, because we're in this liminal space, transitioning into the metaverse, right? And so it's and there's this massive, massive opportunity there, right? It's all kind of happening now. We're still very early, but it's moving incredibly quickly, making sure that, again, underrepresented groups, disenfranchised groups, people who have been left out of the previous, the existing systems that be, right? making sure that we're doing everything that we can right now to be trying to rectify and reconciliate by educating and onboarding as many different diverse groups and people as we can. Finding ways to scale opportunities, create opportunities, whether they're one-to-one opportunities, or bigger platforms that, multiples and many people can participate in.
The original DV's drop project actually sold out. So congratulations on that. That's huge. That's huge.
Thank
And kudos to you guys and all of your artists and everybody that's part of your team.
Yeah, so the scammers and, again, kind of bad actors in general can be a massive issue in general, right? So I'll tell you, like, transparently, one thing that we learned along the way that was a protocol that we had to implement as we went was protecting our metadata on a private server until they were all minted, because it was a random mint, right? Which a lot of these generative projects, what that means is you go and you buy like a mint pass or a placeholder, and it's randomly generated which character you get. So it's kind of a surprise. When we first launched, and the pre-sale was unaffected, but when we launched, we had to upload all of our metadata to IPFS, right? Which is decentralized storage. So it's basically, in theory, it can live on forever, right? That's why you put it on the interplanetary file storage, system, because it's public, right? So it's out there. And so we figured out after the launch, there was about a 24 to 48 hour window where, somebody had figured out where it was, and they were going and trying to spy and like snipe certain traits and certain characters. So we had to pivot really quickly, pause our contract for a couple of days, and then move our metadata onto a private server to control it and make sure that people can do that, right? So that was an example of somebody trying to kind of, rig the game in their favor, that we then had to react to. So that's a very specific, tangible example to us. Now that they're all minted, we can move all of our metadata onto IPFS, and we can basically freeze it. So once you've frozen your metadata, it's basically locked. It's written into the blockchain, it's immutable. So at that point, nobody can mess with it, right? The blockchain, one of the values of the blockchain is that it is immutable. People cannot go into the ledger and just rewrite things. Once a transaction is written into the blockchain, you cannot change that. Discord is one of the biggest issues in terms of scamming and just the amount of people that are trying to take advantage of you, send you malicious links and stuff like that. So that's something that having a very, very active and well thought out Discord community, making sure that you've got cool friends and mods in your community that are protecting, that are vigilant, that are paying attention when somebody comes in and starts trying to, send weird links or direct people to weird projects or spam or be negative or whatever it is, right? So the best thing that we've done as Nifty Castle is develop our community the way that we have over the last year.
So kind of walk me through the thought process of having the derivatives, and how did you guys, come up with the partnerships for the derivatives?
Yeah, so derivative art is one of the phenomenons about the NFT space and the community in general. And I think, Bored Ape Yacht Club deserves a lot of respect and a lot of credit for that, because one of the things that was so brilliant, and why Bored Ape is now Bored Apes is one of the biggest projects of all time, maybe the biggest project at this point. It recently, I don't know if y'all have heard the term the flippening, but that's the point when the Bored Apes floor gets higher than the CryptoPunks floor. And so recently, at least for a little while, the Bored Apes overtook the CryptoPunks, which is the OG, biggest project, one of the original NFT projects on the Ethereum blockchain. Those are the little pixel characters. If you've ever seen those little pixel heads, those are the CryptoPunks, right? So those have been sort of the gold standard NFT forever. And the Bored Apes are now basically at that level, challenging them for sort of supremacy. Well, yeah, basically you can take that ape, that character, and basically do whatever you want with it. And, whether that means putting it on clothing, and reselling it, or creating your own, derivative pieces of art and reselling those, you own that particular IP, that particular character in the collection, as long as you have that token.
Very cool, very cool. So Rich, first, thank you so much. I wish you all the luck in the world. Any final words? We got about 20, 30 seconds, and we gotta close out. Anything you want to leave with our audience?
Art is gonna save us. That's it, man. Through the artists, the humanitarians that care, there's a real paradigm shift here, and I really encourage everybody to get involved and help us move, into the metaverse intelligently, in a thoughtful way. But yeah, I just want to thank y'all. So Tony, Albert, Samuel, thank y'all so much, man. This has been really cool, and I'm happy to come back anytime.
All right, sounds good. Well, I'm Albert Gibbs, your tech insider, and I'll see you soon. Take care.
See you guys.